me, yours truly, Paul Jonathan Stokes here, in my beer cardigan. I'm about to read my poetry for you guys on the internet. It's quite a few poems, but I want to share with people on the internet my poetry. So this is called Reflections of Me. I gazed into the dew-stained mirror, a man thinking of his former skills. Expressions by insanity suggested by substances which once haunted my memories. A smile cracks open and the dimensions of the mirror are transformed into a happy memory. Photographic and framed are the stark corridors of reason. For if I gaze too long, the fractured splinters of mind will break into confusion as I scan my face for a faint gleam of reason. One last glance, then a smile, and the mirror is left to the furniture within the room until the next visit is reached. This one's called Together. I'm floating adrift a sea of bubbles of past emotions, jumping amid sand dunes in a flutter of eloquence. Seas of pictures flood the corridors forgiven. For an essence of glory, I must have peace. I travel my country together, sonnets and fields, air blasted with visions, stark and forever. Once tainted, oppressed, overcome, but now together. Intervals in between's motion, airways of perfection in an imperfect world. Cast away light to the ocean, mistrust and guileless innocence, for we are after all together. Of progression, might and mirth, drifting the clouds into the unknown, intricacies weaving through scenes, neon, nocturnal, now unnatural. I feel a stage pass by, a premature maturity, a healing scar, and walk a road of hope. Finest hours of serenity and misty, mysterious images, an enigma of what happened when I fell from such a great height. I'm still falling now, soaring the skies, hoping never to touch the ground, still dreaming, still glancing to the sun, but together. This is what I had published in a local newspaper. It's called Falcon Estuary. I sat near the water's throne, where the sight of wild foxgloves gleamed resplendent in the sun. Fine scents and a summer's chill blessed harmony throughout, the harvest's hay and the eloquent day of that seasoned and usual year. Perhaps if there was sand and a singing sea, but I had been seated in Falcon Estuary, for they loomed and soared, the falcons swooping, looping and circling, weaving about the sunny streams and imagined dreams of that splendid water's throne. This is an old one I wrote, and it's called Dreamscape. The cold morning air breathed upon my tired eyes and awoke me to the mountainous horizon. Shadow-eyed and drifting along dreams, I rose to the distant memory of the fall. Disappearing into legions of stars, my reflection was shadowed by the mirrored mist which hung upon the lake. The trees shone through their light, and I heard the echo of my timeless footsteps, which will always haunt this lapseless sanctuary. It's quite a short one there, but it's quite meaningful. It's one of my favourites, and it's called Mike. It's called Amidst the Wood Lit in Winter. For all the bitterness and anguish I feel, the sorrow, the mind-afflicting emptiness against society, someone stands tall amidst the wood lit in winter. For the cold calls on, haunts the vacant fields, my thoughts are one with him. There is spirit, his might rules supreme, empties my mind of every scornful look on my face, which expresses deep frustration when they exploit the way. I get drawn in to the shallow face of iniquity. Then I realize, lift my thoughts into the wind. I am always in harmony with my Creator. I am in my right place, right now. Okay, so this is called Diamond Way. Diamond Way. This perpetual time of hardened structure unties me with soul and everlasting premise. Do I recite the tall eroded layers of a stone trinity, beguiled by a generation of faltering purveyors? I build my thoughts around a landscape of essence. The three-dimensional sight exits mind, incites its approach to the rocks embedded by sea, sand and crabs. Ocean spray, diamond way, upon the paths lead into the day, upon the line of deity. We're incited to lie in thought, drifting the blackened images into the void, living plains and winding misty lanes, the dew melting, the path betrodden. Come seekers, let us unite. Night brings no darkness. Illumination is the only power through the diamond way. I'll read two more now, and then I'll leave it at that because I've written tons and tons of poetry. Okay, so we've got Moments of Glory. Skateboarding by the library, alone in the pitch black night. Nose sliding the black fish pond rail to fake its speed below the rock grounds. Completing Thunder Force 3, a video game on the hardest setting on One Life. Finishing the Wardner video arcade game on One Life, achieving a massive score. Heel flipping my board off a red stone brick wedge ramp at St John's Schoolyard. Frontside 180 ollie and front truck grinding a high wooden handrail in whoppers. Triggering the mounted Uzi machine gun on the Operation Wolf arcade machine to completion. Clocking Gryzar amidst a crowd of onlookers in my younger days of arcade glory. Achieving many holes in one in the crazy golf course at Aberdare Park, a course of intricacy. Defeated many people in my midst, table tennis and pool playing at high levels of skill. Writing scenic poetry and capturing images of swirling, glowing sun reflecting kites. Performing martial arts, spinning jumping kicks, Arab springs and cartwheels at the beach. Making an ollie 15-foot gap, actually it was 10 foot, at the ledge pavement by the roundabout. Completing the R-Type Delta video game, destroying the enemy craft on one game. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, the Super Nintendo game flashing in my mind. Right, I'll read one more and that's it then, because I think I've done enough for now. And maybe more to come later, if you're lucky. No, not be getting it, I just hope people appreciate it. Treasure in the Valleys, this is called. This is Treasure in the Valleys. Since the dawn of time, people's inventions have shone, from the creations carved from trees to the manipulation of creativity of metal. Steel, iron, gold and platinum, the harnessing of these elements, sculpting and shaping the earth's treasures, making them into objects for everyday life and need, people's genius and everlasting grace. Musical, rhythmical and harmonious, creating instruments for pleasure, playing with their primal thought and ingenuity, smelting gold and silver into ornaments of glory, ever happy with their cultivations of the land. Forever aware of their equality, intelligence, flow and atonement with life, painting beautiful pictures portrayed on paper with skill and determination. Their utmost zest for life shining like gold in the sun, destined for glory. The mining in the valleys and beyond, a milestone of an age of brave men, digging away in black carved out tunnels underground, creating fuel for their loved ones back home, collecting materials from the earth's surface and below, spreading their enterprise and impressing everyone from land to sea and sand. One more. I just want to find one more. this is one about the sea. So it's called The Seashore. I did this in Clynapere College. Cockle and shell shimmer on golden arcing waves. The glimmering tide through sunshine oceans breaks on sandy shores. Spindrift to the cove with a myriad of sea creatures swimming, drifting along coral reefs embedded and long-lasting. The sea surf washing ashore. A bright sunny day exemplifies this sight, with miles of golden streaks stroking the tubular waves, and caves providing sanctuary for the fishes and mollusks living here. Surfers gliding and flying through the bright sunny waters, splashing down diving depths, caressing the arcing motion against an aqua sky. People playing magical frisbee flight, performing stunts at the foot of the bay, bathing under the sun, bright and starry, burning the seashore's timeless waves into infinity. Don't stop recording yet.
I won't stop recording yet.
So then, this is me, Paul Stokes, in my grey cardigan, just wrote my poetry, just read my poetry, saying, peace to you all. I don't know what's Japanese for.
Sayonara.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. So it's sayonara. Better stop now.